friends. It's good to have you with us today. Thank you for joining me for the children's message. It's good to see you out there. Today, we're going to have a story about Jesus and his disciples and a boat and water and a storm. Oh my goodness. And Jesus and his disciples, they had a very long day, and Jesus decided he needed some time away just to relax and to pray. But he sent his disciples on ahead to the next place where they were going to go. And to get there, they had to take a boat across the water. And so they got in their boat and they started off, and Jesus went to pray. And while they were out in the water, out on the boat, a storm came up, and the boat started to rock, and the winds started to blow, and the rain came down. And there were the disciples out in the boat, in the middle of the water, and they were scared. And it was a long night. It was dark, and out in the sea like that, they were afraid, and they were starting to think that they were seeing monsters and ghosts and all those kinds of things. And as time went on, when it got to be a little lighter out, they still saw that ghost. And the ghost came closer, and they realized it wasn't a ghost. Who was it? It was Jesus coming, right? And Jesus said, "Guys, take heart. It is I. Do not be afraid." And then they were okay, right? Because Jesus was there and Jesus was with them. So did you ever think about a time when you were out, maybe out in a boat, and there was a storm? I'm thinking back, 15, 16 years ago, a long time ago, where Pastor John and I were going to go to a meeting with other pastors, and we were going to a place called Mackinac Island. And if you hear the word island, what do you know about where we were going? You know it was land, and it was surrounded by what? It was surrounded by water, because it was an island. And how did we get there? We had to take a boat across the water to get to the island. And we got on that boat, and it was kind of cloudy. And on the boat that we were, you could either go down to the underneath side where you could see out with the windows, or you could climb up, and you could be up on the top where the wind would blow in your face and it would blow your hair. And if it was a sunny day, that's exactly where Pastor John would have gone, all the way up those steps up to the top to feel the breeze and the wind. But this day, since it was cloudy and gloomy, we went down below. And we sat in our seats with the others, and we started off, and it was about a 5-mile trek that we had to go. And the winds started to blow, and then it started to rain. And the waves got really, really choppy. And the water was splashing against the windows on the boat. And it was rocking back and forth. And I was really scared. And I kind of snuggled up to Pastor John because I was scared. And I'm guessing he might have been scared too. But he was just hanging on, making me feel like it was okay. And I was so scared. But I had to remember that Jesus was there with me, and I wasn't alone. But I was scared with the water crashing back and forth, and minor detail that I can't swim. So not only was that, I was really more scared, because what would happen if something happened to the boat? But I was scared. But Jesus was there, and I had to remember that Jesus says, "It's okay. I'm with you. You're not alone. You don't need to be afraid, because I'm there with you." So if you think about other times in your life when you're afraid or scared, it may not be in the middle of the water with the boat crashing back and forth, but it could be, you could be lonely, or you could have a bad day when you get to school, or you could be scared that school's starting up now and getting ready to start, and we're in the middle of who knows what's going to happen. Can you be in school with your friends, or you're going to have to be online? And that online thing's kind of scary too, isn't it, for some of us? Yeah, because we feel so alone, and we feel like it's harder to learn. But our teachers are going to be there, and your friends will be there on your Zoom, and your parents will be there, and other adults will be there to help you. And remember, you're not alone, that Jesus is there with you. So whenever you're scared, remember that Jesus says, "It is I. Do not be afraid." And feel Jesus surrounding you and holding you. And remember, he's always there with you. So this week when you go out and about, if if you're afraid, just remember Jesus is there with you, and you're not alone, and you don't need to be afraid. We'll see you next week. Thanks for being here. Miss you guys.